Good morning. It's your girl Conditional. Hope you are doing well. So recently, as just a grown woman, I decided to rewatch Sister Sister, and I absolutely loved it. So if you wanna stay tuned and hear what all the lessons I learned, what I picked out from it, stay tuned so we can talk about it, discuss it, chop it up, get yourself a snack, a drink, whatever. It's gonna be a short video, but meaningful. Let's get into it. Alright, so I hope you guys have watched Sister Sister before, but if you have not, here's a short synopsis. It's about two twins who are adopted in different families but meet when I believe they're 13, is what the show said. And it's just all about the life lessons of them. So let's get into a few that I picked out. Family is all that you have. That's number one. Family is crazy. Family is uncomfortable. Family is not all the things that you think, but truly family is the thing that I can always fall back on. So I really thought that was interesting. Communication is key when it comes to solving your problems with each other. Throughout the series, we really do see a lot of scenes where they're communicating, they're talking about how they feel, after they're upset with each other, whatever the case may be. We always see them coming back together to talk about how they feel and to apologize when they're wrong. I really thought that was a great lesson. Number 3. Your path is your own, but please be conscious of how it affects people who love you. All too many times we focus on our individual paths so much that we forget that the people that love you are affected by the decisions you make. So you may think, I'm in an abusive relationship, it only affects me. That's not true. It affects your family, your children if you have any, and it affects your friends who love you and don't want to see you go through things. Number 4. Nobody is perfect, but find someone who is worthy. This really was about Jordan and Tamara. Later on in their college years, I believe Jordan was telling Tamara that he doesn't go to church, and Tamara was just looking at him like, you're crazy. And everyone that you come across is just not going to be on the same page. Maybe you're more religious than your spouse, your boyfriend, etc., but it's not to throw them away. It's more so teach it as a teaching moment. Alright. And double dates. Double dates, be aware of how you're pulling others into your arguments. Going right back to Jordan and Tamara. They were having an argument about how what was the argument about? I think it was the battle of the sexes. They were basically just having an argument about how men can do this, but women can do it better. Things like that. But what ended up happening, they pulled the other couples into their argument. Basically like, ooh, choose. You have to choose. You have to choose. You don't. So when you're double dating, be aware that you're in a company of another couple. Please play nice. I'm not saying that arguments won't happen, but hopefully you'll get over them quickly and just try to enjoy your night. Okay, another point is playing with other people's hearts can get you burned as well. So let's take Tia and Tyreek for a second. Tia and Tyreek had an up and down relationship, and during the college years, we're going back to that because that's just what was fresh on my mind. Tia was basically just like playing Tyreek to the side for this professor that didn't want her. The professor was married, he was clearly committed to his wife. And Tia, once she figured that out, she was trying to go back to Tyreek. That's crazy. No, if you wanted your professor, stay over there. Don't go back and forth. Nobody likes someone who crosses over the fence. Nobody. Marriage is not the most status a woman can desire to. This was really about the episode with Lisa and her mom. Like, she was like, when are you gonna get a good man and settle down? Marriage is not the only status that you should just be like, I'm married, that's it. No, it's definitely a benefit, but I wouldn't just say that it's the only thing that you should aspire to. Like Lisa had her own dream of making clothes and owning her own business, and her mom really should have supported her. Okay. Going back a little bit, let's go back to nobody is perfect, but find someone who is worthy. Another thing Tia did, Tia had been putting Tyreek on the back burner once again, and she was so upset that Tyreek and Dion kissed for their movie scene. Well, it really wasn't a scene, but it ended up happening. She was so upset that she was just acting out towards Tyreek and acting out towards Dion, and she was just acting like a little brat, not even realizing, girl, if you say you don't want somebody, some people will take it at face value. They will. People don't always look into the things that you're saying. See, me personally, I'm a person that looks past the things that you're saying. I look at what you're doing a lot more than what you're saying, because people can tell you anything. So I felt like Tia really didn't understand, like, man, let me stop playing. And I'm not saying Tyreek didn't either, because I feel like he did. Okay, going forward. Roger, the boy next door. Good guy. I love Go Home, Roger. I loved it, loved it, loved it. But I wanted to talk about how someone so sweet can be so deadly. So if you remember, after Roger got so-called fine, do y'all remember all his little player hating? All that stuff came into full motion because Roger started to feel himself, and he started to feel himself maybe a little bit too much. And he said, "You know what? I have not had this type of attention, and I'm really gonna take it for everything it's worth." Roger really did play those girls. He didn't pick a side. He made them kind of fight, and it was a terrible thing, but it's a great lesson of don't let boys or anything break up your sisterhood, your friendships. Don't let people come in between what you got going on, because your sister will be a part of your life a lot longer than a boyfriend, unless that boyfriend is trying to become your husband. That's completely different. That's a whole nother conversation. But just think about it. Okay, so friendship, relationship, or even family must be chosen wisely. We can choose our family. I know we say that we can't. Blood is blood. You cannot choose your blood family, but you can choose your family. You can choose your friends. You can choose your mate. And that choice is not something to be taken lightly. I feel like in my mom's adopted, so I personally feel like in my situation, I hold this very, very dear. I don't have a strong relationship with my birth family, but my adopted family is my family. Like, there's only one person from my birth family that I know as my family, and that's my auntie Tish. That's it, and her children. The rest of them, no, not much so really. And my cousin Nene, of course, whom I love. But most of them, no, not really. But my grandma Blue, like the Blues, I love them. Those are definitely my people. Definitely. And I take this lesson all the way to the bottom and top to my heart, that my family that I let in, the family that I choose to have around me, I take with great pride, because they're all such great people. Which, if you're listening to this, I love you, if you're out there. But it was so many other lessons I could go into, but these are the ones that were just on the top of my head. So that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Please click like if you liked it. Subscribe for more of these types of videos. This is just my break from gaming, but I will be back with Ghost of Tsushima soon. Until then, y'all take care and y'all be well.